Today, my Amazon guy announced that we are going to be launching some AI services, done for you AI, plus anything that you could possibly need to run your business. My name's Stephen Pope. I'm the founder of my Amazon guy and now Mag AI or Magi. And I'm joined with Ken Zhu, our COO and technical professor of sorts. So Ken is riffing with me. I told him to jump onto this. He didn't know we were going to shoot a podcast. So what's up, Ken?
Yeah, what's up? Happy to be here. Share some insights on AI.
I think it's an area of the business that we can benefit a lot from right now. Seeing how the industry is going, with all the new stuff that's coming out with all the different platforms. That's where most of my time spent right now, looking at AI.
But I thought Stephen Pope for years has said AI sucks. Why are we selling AI all of a sudden?
Well. Why are we selling AI all of a sudden? Well, the truth is, there are a lot of efficiency gains from AI. I think that's the reality, right? And if we don't,
your answer sucks, dude. Your answer sucks. AI's ready. That's the answer. It's ready.
Okay,
it wasn't ready 6 months ago.
Okay, right? AI wasn't ready 6 months ago. It's ready now.
Yeah. So we're riffing, and we're going to include all the riffs here. This is part of the process, right? Like, I want people to see behind the scenes, like Mag, we're a 400 plus person agency. We cut 7 designers last Friday. We moved 4 to a new division. So basically a change of 11. And I've been challenging the team to find us a future, right? So the reason Mag is changing and we're now embracing AI, where I've been very hands off, is because 2 years from now, give or take, we're going to have this AI singularity. Nothing can be predicted past that. And the changes that are going to happen in the next 24 months are going to be revolutionary. The one constant is that we all agree, the whole world agrees, so there's going to be more AI. So as a business, we have to embrace it. We have to adopt it. And so we're using it on our own company. And then we're going to use our case studies of us implementing and then use that as justification to sell to others. Mm-hmm. So Ken, my vision is we'll be able to do this for every company ever. Now, the problem with that statement is if I'm selling a toothbrush and my teeth, if I'm selling a toothbrush and I'm trying to choose who my target customer is, like my niche, mm-hmm. It's not everybody with teeth. Mm-hmm. Right. So my statement that we could do this for everybody is not really true, is it? So Ken, who can we help and what can we help them with and why?
The way I look at it, any business that has standard operating procedures, SOPs, we essentially can train, an AI agent to execute on said workflows, work processes. The one thing that makes Mag great is the fact that our business was built on a foundation of SOPs. I remember joining Mag, 2 years ago, and the very first thing, Stephen, you asked me, what makes Mag great? And I think one of the answers I gave you was that because of our foundation, right? We're very organized. We have SOPs. And when you think about AI agents and AI in general, what is like sort of the core prerequisite for AI agents? It's data. It's a data set. The more data you have, the cleaner your data is, the easier it is to train your agents. And that's why it's been so effective and friction-free to implement AI agents at Mag, because of our well-documented SOPs. We have different versions of them. So we can train our agent, hey, look, you know what? Look at the context of these SOPs over the past X amount of years, these different versions, come up with the context. Why? Like you can basically train AI to do whatever you want. And because our data set is so plentiful, we can quickly iterate and build these processes and these workflows almost instantly.
So why do we still have 410 employees at Mag then? Like, why haven't you been able to cut 100 seats?
AI is smart to a certain extent, right? You can get it to execute a certain workflow, make certain decisions, but at the end of the day, you still need humans, right? Let's think assembly line. You can build a robot, but someone still has to lubricate the nuts and bolts, and someone still has to write the instructions. So in a sense where you can have automatic QA and you can have these layers, but at the end of the day, you still need humans to do a large portion of the quality control until you reach a point where, okay, we have enough data now, and the output, we're generally happy. So again, it goes back to data. If you have enough data and you have enough references, you just get smarter.
All right. Mute your notifications on Slack, by the way. All right. So if I am a law firm and I am doing everything old school, I've got some emails, I've got 0 SOPs. Could I hire Magi, or whatever we're going to call this thing, to help the law firm automate some processes? And if so, where would you start?
Absolutely. So let's look at a typical law firm, right? You onboard a client. Some admin in the office will send an email out to the client, ask for a bunch of documents, right? Most law firms have some kind of a portal. You have to log in. You have to secure login for confidentiality reasons and whatnot. The client sends some documents, just back and forth follow up. Hey, look, did you do this yet? And there's all this follow up back and forth. Well, let's automate that, right? There's an onboarding workflow. There are triggers. We can set those triggers when a client pays an invoice, for instance, right? And even before that, why don't we just make invoicing automated as well? So when you look at all these steps that are involved in invoicing the client, onboarding the client, the data documentation collections, it all really comes down to what you preach all the time: checklists, right? And we have a lot of checklists. So
Checklist Manifesto, one of the best books in business for my company in the past year.
Yeah. So we have data, we have SOPs, we have checklists. What else do you need to build? Essentially, that's how we train humans, right? When we onboard a staff, we give them the SOPs, we give them checklists, we say, go do your job. And it's no different. You train the AI, you train the robot, you write the algorithms, and you write the functions, the workflows, the cron jobs exactly based on those principles.
Okay, so let's see if some more examples, because this AI thing is still nebulous, right? You have everybody's like talking about AI like it's teenage sex. Sounds really fun. We think everybody else is doing it, but not really, or at least not well. Like, so why are we doing AI well today? And like, let's go through some examples of other businesses. So I threw law firm at you. Let's throw an Amazon seller.
Okay.
And I know we've got some proprietary stuff we're working behind the scenes that we're not ready to talk about yet, but give me like a very easy to explain example that we can share today about an Amazon seller.
Okay. Your initial question was, how is it different like today versus before? So when
teenagers are having less sex today, so like, why are we talking about it now?
Exactly. So we've been messing with AI for a very
straight in. You just go straight in, guys. Keep going.
Okay, so we've been playing around and implementing AI for a very long time, right? We rolled it out across the org. We tell our team members, hey, look, embrace it, use it, make your work more efficient. I use AI every single day, right? I speed things up. But I think the change is now, you look at all these platforms, there's a lot more sort of AI autonomous control in a sense, right? These agents can go on your workspace, they can go on your browser, they can do certain things. And
check your email, check your Slack, connect it all together. But like, why didn't like a year ago you need Zapier to zap everything back and forth? Like, is that different now?
In a way, yes. Middleware and software is like Zapier, like no code, low code. It just takes the coding aspect out of the workflow, right? It dumbs it down. If you don't know how to code, you come on this graphical user interface, you put some steps in there, and ifs, then what happens, you do certain things. So right now with the development of AI, with vibe coding, with AI coding, you can easily just tell these coding agents what you need, and it basically does all the code for you. So instead of going to Zapier to make a zap, you can just bake that natively into whatever ecosystem that you currently have with the business. So some businesses might not have any. So if you don't have like a CRM, you don't have an app, I think that's where the middleware and like Zapier is useful. For instance, if you have like HubSpot, right? HubSpot has workflows. You can build like a middleware script where you call what's it called? I lost my train of thought there.
You're boring people anyway, so make it simplify this down. Like, all right, if I'm a business and I've never used AI except I've got ChatGPT, where do you start? All right, so I'm an Amazon seller. I've got 5 virtual assistants out in the Philippines. I got a business partner. I got a couple of guys in China I talked to source some goods. And you know, your ancestry's from China. You got parents that live in China. You're pitching me on taking a trip over to China. Can we send an AI bot to do that for me too? Or like, where's the line?
I mean, you could. AI can translate. It can do certain things. You can train it whatever you want it to do.
Will it can it culturally appropriate like all the Chinese things and like know that there's 8 koi fish and know to say hope you get rich and stuff like that?
I guess the limitation is access to tools, right? What tools have APIs? You know, how far you can push the limit in terms of how you can navigate around using certain tools where APIs don't exist. And I think that's not necessarily the secret sauce, is where the creativity lies, right? How creative can you get in building the solution so you can work around certain obstacles or ceilings? And I think the more you explore and the deeper you dive into sort of various business challenges or business workflows, those solutions become obvious, right? And the more we're, adopting AI and implementing these workflows, the road rash is there, right? We can quickly see these solutions and, hey, look, we have basically the blueprint, we have the workflows. It's just a matter of like copy and pasting at this point.
All right, so I'm going to give you a chance to ask me a couple questions because I grilled you on the spot, no prep, super fun for you. And but before I do that, you still haven't answered this question. Give me one example of what an Amazon seller could do in the next 7 days to adopt an AI agent.
Absolutely. Let's start with basic keyword research, right? For their products, their ASINs, we essentially build an AI agent that can do keyword research, competitor research, long tail keyword, PPC, keyword strategies, and whatnot. We also can do Amazon bulk search term reports, sponsored brand reports, impression report stuff. We can analyze against our SOPs to see if there are sort of bleeding keywords, optimization opportunities, QA certain processes. So the list goes on and on, right? Again, this really goes back to our SOPs, our checklists, and if it exists, we can get automation, we can get an agent to execute and to work on set tasks.
All right, so people are going to have to write down steps to their process to get an AI agent to replicate it. All that makes sense. That's where Mag AI comes in. Since we've run a big business and we've got 400 different brands we work on, we can easily ascertain what the ops should look like and automate it. Cut a couple of seats for a company, justify our existence, make it easier to run, yada, yada. All right, your turn. Ask me a couple questions.
You've made some content recently on sort of getting into a bigger vehicle, right? I think the audience probably is wondering, what that meant and, how this project connects and relates to all of that.
Alex Samozi talked about this a long time. So in his story, he had gyms. He made a deal with a gym to do signups. So he crushes it, gets into the gym, signs up a bunch of people. The gym owner didn't want to pay the commission, has everybody do chargebacks, bankrupts Alex, and basically has them redo all their memberships directly. And Alex had a choice to make. He's like, I could go do that again and get burned because there's no trust in that relationship, or I could teach gyms to do it for themselves. And then he did it remotely. At first he did it in person, then he did it remotely. So Amazon space for sellers is arguably shrinking. So is the agency space. This is well known. Everybody knows it. The problem is, how do we grow Mag right now? And we've hit our head against the wall trying to add new services with DTC, trying to find, buy more lead lists, do more sales, do more marketing. And it just hasn't panned out. Obviously, all the other core business things, churn, retention, we're doing all that too. We're actually pretty good at that stuff. yet we're still shrinking. So market conditions suck. I don't care. I still want to grow. So we're gonna add in these AI services, which we know how to do, which we have done, and everybody needs them, and it's going to exist past the singularity in 2 years. Mm-hmm. All right, so I'm supposed to go meet John Aspinall next, so I got to jump to him. Mm-hmm. But thanks for jumping in and doing this. We're going to do this a few more times, and so people that are watching this, you're going to see us build a company with AI to sell AI, and then you guys can play with us. It'll be fun. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Add a comment with what you want to learn next. We will shoot content on that.
Yeah, give me a heads up next time.